Nerderotic.com.
Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from Nerdrotic.com, and we have to revisit the Rotten Tomato ratings again, the audience score in particular, because it keeps going down. It's in free fall. It has been 12 days since I did my last Rotten Tomatoes video, my full Rotten Tomatoes video, and it has dropped 15 percentage points in less than 2 weeks. 30%. It's an absolute free fall. To be honest with you, I was waiting for some Doctor Who fans to come to the rescue of the show to try to bring it up a couple of percentage points, but that is not the case here. And I am going to read some of those new reviews because, frankly, I think it's fun. But we also have to look into other news out there that I think the media is starting to come along. But another thing I wanted to point out was most of the top critics' reviews came after the first couple of episodes, unless they were given the whole season, but they mainly refer to the first episode or first 2 episodes, and only a few of the full season reviews have come in the last week or so. So that, I think, has something to do with the high critics rating. And if you read some of the reviews, some of the critics weren't even into the show that much. So I don't know who they were trying to win over. Again, this is not a TV show. It is a cause. And this is what happens when you turn your TV show into a cause. You piss off fans. Oh, look, there seems to be a bit of a rally. Is it going to help? No, not really. Oh, here's a 5-star review from Ian. Let the haters vote it down. Their bigotry probably wouldn't allow them to watch it to know how Doctor Who and brilliant it is. Triple X. Is it porn? Ian, I don't think you and I were watching the same show. But if you could you tell me where you saw this version of it? It probably was 5 stars. I just want to see it for research purposes. Oh, and nice try. I saw what you did there. Catherine R., half star. I'm sticking with Big Finish. They actually respect the show and cater for fans of Doctor Who. They're not there to insert their personal politics into whatever they can. I've watched all the classics and all the modern series. Never again will I subject myself to something so torturous. Heard all the Big Finish audios. I have as well, and they are brilliant. Even read some comics and know the lore as well. Never has anyone worked so hard to disfigure the show. Mike M's 4-star review repeats something that we've heard consistently throughout all the positive reviews, which aren't really about the show itself. A refreshing change for the program saw a great dynamic new cast, fantastic cinematography, wonderful emotional engagement. I keep hearing this talk about change with Doctor Who. Doctor Who is all about change. That's all it ever does is change. I'm still trying to wrap my head around garbage being refreshing. This is the same crap we keep hearing with Star Wars and Star Trek, and I ask you, if you needed the change, were you ever a fan before? I'm going to let Don H's well-thought-out review answer that question. Jodie Whittaker in every interview makes statements like it's not just for white males anymore, or other hateful racist garbage like that. The marketing of the show stated it's about time, because after 55 years of male doctors, we finally ended up with a woman doctor. I'm perfectly fine with that, actually. Nothing wrong with an alien that changes into different people, potentially changing sex. But this is so agenda-driven, it's maddening. The introduction of the first female doctor was pounded over the head of longtime fans as if it was some great righting of wrongs, a victory for feminism. It's as if the past 55 years of male doctors have been, by their simple existence, a subtle way to oppress women and turn them into second-class citizens. This totally ignores the scores of strong female companions and other characters throughout the history of the show. Missy, Riversong, Rose, Martha, Romana, Sarah, Tegan, Ace, Joe, Liz, Nisa, Grace, Perry, Astrid. Okay, I might have added a few there. The feminists who are pushing this new version of the show seem to see themselves as modern-day suffragettes, winning the right to dominate a half-a-century-old, deeply loved show and change it to suit their view of humanity. White men are evil and must be subdued and restrained by females who are superior. Simon S., half-star. Chibnall remains consistently mediocre in his role as Doctor Who writer since his debut in 2007, an unfortunate contrast to his great work with the spin-off Torchwood. I would agree with that. There is, however, no redemption for Whittaker, whose acting capabilities resemble that of a throwaway extra in a television advertisement. Josh W. Half-star. I'm really disappointed in what Doctor Who has become. I miss the days of David Tennant. Chris Chibnall is not fit for writing Doctor Who, and Jodie Whittaker could not settle into the role at all, and won't get a chance because we only get one more season of her. Not that I'm complaining. Clint S. I have been a huge fan of Doctor Who since the reboot. Capaldi's last season was pretty bad. I caught myself falling asleep during at least one of the episodes, so I kind of was looking forward to a change. When they announced the new Doctor would be female, I was actually looking forward to what they might do with it. I mean, Missy knocked my socks off. Her character was great, and you would think, with all the character development we've had with the Doctor, we'd have some great episodes ahead of us. But no, that isn't what we got. What we got was an SJW nightmare with a little sci-fi sprinkled in. That's it. 3 companions could die tomorrow in a TARDIS accident. I wouldn't care, even though Graham is by far and away the best of the lot. I like Jodie in Broadchurch. She's terrible as the Doctor. She has zero gravitas. Previous iterations of the Doctor had the ability to flip a switch inside themselves and all of a sudden exude power, authority, and oldness, if that's a word. You could tell the person behind the eyes was ancient. Had seen everything in the universe twice, and you better not mess with him. Not so with Jodie. She's acting like a child and dresses like one as well. It was annoying to watch each episode thinking, maybe this time it will be good. It was just a series of disappointments all in a row, and now we're stuck with her for another series. One of the reasons I make these videos is to help break the narrative, and I'm going to ask you in the media to try to be brave. Step out of your echo chamber. You have sold your audience out, your customers, the people you actually write for. I know you've forgotten that, for maybe a possible interview with a star who's going to forget you in 5 minutes, or a gift bag, or a 480p DVD screener. Is that really worth it to you? Is your integrity worth that much? Now, I know some of you actually believe the garbage you write, but I know a lot of you don't. Join us. You know, this reminds me of a Bleeding Cool article. It came out about a month ago. This, of course, is from the top of the garbage tier heap. Sorry, haters. Doctor Who Series 11 is doing just fine. Posted by Adi, I can't pronounce your last name. UK tabloids like the Daily Mail have been gloating for weeks that the new series of Doctor Who has been losing viewers and ratings are dropping because the Doctor is now female, the companions are now people of color. What? Okay, hold on. Nobody said anything about the companions being people of color. I keep hearing that one getting trotted out all the time, and I have read a ton of reviews. I have seen other YouTubers, and I haven't heard a single person say that. So please show me some receipts on that one. And not some anonymous Twitter account with 8 followers. Now we get into the ratings. Now, mind you, this article was written on November 22nd. Since the premiere, the UK ratings for the Doctor Who have held steady at an average of 7 million total viewers per week, which is already up from the last season, which featured Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. In the UK, 5 million viewers, and up is the sign of a health for a show. The previous season of Doctor Who averaged 4.8 million viewers per week. These days, it is not the ratings from the broadcast premiere of the show that get counted, but the accumulated ratings from streaming on demand numbers after the initial live broadcast. And you have to remember what they just said there. They are now counting streaming numbers 7 days out, which they weren't doing even 4 years ago during the Matt Smith era. I continue. Even American ratings for the new season are already double the numbers for the last season. On BBC America, Doctor Who this season averages over 1 million viewers every week. A basic cable show with over 1 million viewers is a hit for the network. Most basic cable shows get 6 figures in viewership if they're lucky, and only the mega hits like Game of Thrones get over 10 million viewers, and they go on. Actually, it dipped under 1 million by the end of the season, which we have shown in previous videos. But now we're going to get to something I really wanted to talk about, and this is important for UK fans. For over 10 years now, the BBC in Britain is no longer able to produce a drama on its own using just the license fee that every owner of a television set is required by law to pay every year. I'm going to skip ahead. The most important factor in the continuing survival of Doctor Who is that the show earns the BBC over $100 million a year in merchandising deals, licensing, and foreign territory sales. The show is a known brand with a global audience of over 100 million people from Mexico to South Korea to Africa to Southeast Asia. Toys, books, and merchandise are also huge earners for the Beeb. Yes, they are, but that was based on the 55 previous years of a show that you thought wasn't fresh anymore that needed to change, BBC. Real quick on the Doctor Who merchandising, I used to own a comic shop here in San Francisco for 10 years. I had the largest Doctor Who section in Northern California. Doctor Who action figure sales peaked 5 years ago. I did some quick Christmas shopping right before I checked out a Doctor Who section at the Hot Topic, and it was untouched. Asked the young lady who worked there, who would not go on camera, how well it was selling. She said, not well. Here's a couple of 2019 calendars, and who's missing from the front of these? Interesting. Look who's up front, Matt Smith. But I don't see Jodie anywhere. But I digress. Back to the ratings. All right, so considering that Bleeding Cool article from a month ago said everything is fine with Doctor Who, we now go to a couple days ago and the Express. And the Express was smart. They actually waited till the end of the season to comment on the health of the entire season. Bleeding cool. Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker's debut season hits record high, but there's a catch. Of course, it recaps the whole season, talks about there's no Christmas episode. Jodie managed to uphold a bigger audience for the first 5 episodes of the season with an average of 8.55 million tuning in to watch the Doctor reunited with her TARDIS and meeting Rosa Parks. Matt Smith still managed to beat Jodie, however, as the first 5 episodes of his debut season received an average of 8.76 million. So what the catch was, is they were basing everything on averages. She had a great premiere episode and really fizzled with the finale. The last 5 episodes of the season averaged about 7 million viewers. That's about 1.5 million down from the first 5 episodes. And the last 2 episodes were the lowest rated episodes of the season. She had the 3rd lowest rated finale of the new series and the largest drop off from premiere to finale of the new Who era. Apologies for bouncing in between articles, but I want to go back to the summary of Bleeding Cool. So for all of you people who claim that Doctor Who is a failure, that's not true. Real life numbers indicate it's a success. A show does not get canceled just because you shout about how much you hate it on social media. And think about it for a second. You are a grown man complaining about a children's television show. There we go with the shaming again. Aren't these the people who always talk about empathy and bullying, and they go out shaming people like that? Well, for one, there's no shame to my game, sweetheart. At least if you're writing in the Daily Mail, you're getting paid for it, but you still come out looking ridiculous. Children don't read the Daily Mail. You're right, kids don't read the Daily Mail. Kids also don't watch TV, and they especially don't watch Doctor Who. You're running under a false assumption that everybody who watched the show is going to return. What was the commonality between all the reviews I read? Everybody watched the show. So you sold out your old fans for an agenda and some decent UK ratings. What did you sacrifice? A lot of your old fans, international merchandising rights, international screening rights. Do you think you're going to get Tennant and Smith era money for this stuff? In the meantime, 30% is a real number and one the Beeb is going to have to take into consideration. So we're not going to get a new series for 2 years. Word on the street, it's not coming out till fall 2020 with the same creative team, and I'm just wondering how that audience score is going to look then. So that's it for now. More will be on the way before we get our New Year's Day special. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, hey, thanks for listening this long. Whether you like the show or hate the show, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I all want you to have a good day and a happy new year, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness.
nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.